So I got a Bachelor of Science in Chemistry with a concentration in education from Emory and Henry College, and then I got my Ph.D. in Analytical Chemistry from Baylor University. Prior to coming to PC, I taught for 6 years at the Oregon Institute of Technology, teaching chemistry and doing some research into air quality. Here at PC, I've been teaching General Chemistry 1 and 2. I also teach Advanced Analytical Chemistry 2 for our chemistry majors, and I teach a natural science core course called Contemporary Chemistry. So my main area of research is into air quality. I'm an environmental analytical chemist, and primarily I look at particulate matter in the air and the chemicals that can be in that particulate matter that can be hazardous to human and environmental health. So we were already involved in a collaborative project looking at chemicals in smoke samples from the Pacific Northwest. And so this summer presented us with a unique opportunity to take some samples of the smoke that was here in Rhode Island as well. Unfortunately, we weren't able to take that many samples, but what we were able to learn was that we needed some more sophisticated sampling equipment, which we have since installed on the Providence College campus to take more samples in the future. We take our samples on filters, and we take those filters back to the lab after we take a sample, and we extract the chemicals from the particulate matter using equipment in our lab. And then we're able to analyze and see which chemicals are present in the smoke that we know have adverse effects for human health. So once we are able to take enough samples, while also being able to collect samples that give us information on what the background air quality in Providence is just on a normal day, we'll be able to look and see how these chemical signatures change on normal days to hazy days to days where maybe we see wildfire smoke from other parts of the world. I lived in the Pacific Northwest for 6 years. I know what a wildfire day looks like. Because we have them all throughout the summer. So the first thing that happened that first day that it came, I woke up, I walked outside and I could smell it. And I was like, this is wildfire smoke. And so that's where we sort of started that, oh, I need to take samples. And then I went off of the air quality advisories that were coming from the Rhode Island Department of Environmental Management. I kept an eye on their monitors that they have throughout the state to sort of make judgment calls of whether or not we still needed to be taking samples and looking at the AQI and that sort of thing. My students who are from New England and like the Midwest were fascinated by it because this isn't something that occurs on this side of the country that often. But I also had a research student from Montana, and he was just sort of like, yeah, this is a normal occurrence. This is what summer is like. And so it was also really interesting to just have that juxtaposition and have them talking to each other about their different experiences throughout their lives and how to one this was normal and to one this was really weird, and how that sort of works. Like I said, we were able to take I think 4 samples over the course of this summer when it happened, and then it didn't happen again. Thankfully it ended and we didn't really have that occur again. But it was also an interesting experience to sort of, for my students who aren't from that side of the country, to be like, people deal with this for months on end. Can you imagine going outside every day and this is what you have to deal with? And it is very real, and it's only going to get worse on that side of the country because they are going to experience more and more drought, which is ideal fire conditions. So as we continue to see weather patterns and climate shift, we're going to see all sorts of different types of extreme weather events, whether that's extremes in more rainfall or extremes in less rainfall, which can lead to ideal conditions for fires in different regions. Air quality can adversely affect human health when it gets bad, especially if you already have cardiovascular conditions. And so if we experience more events like this, you should try to limit your exposure as much as possible.